Hey all, and welcome to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. I am Slide, and today I wanted to give an overview of my account, talking about where my account has been, where it currently is, and where it's going for the future in terms of what are my next projects. Because I realized that if I'm going to create content for my channel, I want all of you guys to have a good understanding, kind of a baseline of where my account is at. So as I'm making accomplishments, you guys can see and kind of appreciate as we go along how my account is developing. So let's get into it. Let's talk about my account a little bit. I'll give you guys an overview of it. I've been playing this game actually since the game first launched, back in 2016, or was it 2017? It was around then. But initially my accounts I was kind of on and off with it. I mean, I love Star Wars. It's my favorite, franchise out there. I've got so much Star Wars memorabilia, as I bet a lot of you guys do too. But yeah, it's, of course, as soon as I saw a Star Wars mobile game, I thought I need to play this. And it's been a blast ever since. So my current account right now is 4.9 million. By far, this has been the most serious account I've had, with the best progression I've ever had. My other accounts, back when I was first playing, I got to maybe 1 million, and then I'd restart and make a new account. So this account, I feel like I'm never going to delete this account. I'm always going to be playing this as my main. So I'm really proud of how the account has developed. When I first started this account, it was 1 year and 3/4 ago. But I started kind of wanting this to be a PvP focused account, really developing strong Grand Arena teams, keeping it a lean roster, being able to get Kyber every time Grand Arena came around. However, after I started, Grand Arena changed, right? CG decided to kind of change the system. And so Grand Arena has gotten to a point where I'm competing against some very difficult opponents, where they are 2 million, 3 million, even 4 million GP above my account. So it can be hard to participate sometimes, but it's prompted me to make my account a little bit more PvE oriented, so I can get good completion in Conquest, being able to get good completion in guild events like Territory War, Territory Battle, all of the assault battles that come around, all the other various events that happen, the Galactic Challenges, etc. And so today I think of my account as being less PvP focused and more just all-encompassing of the game. Definitely I'm always going to be a kind of competitive PvP player, but it's not necessarily the focus of my account. Alright, so if you look at the breakdown of my GP, I've got about 2.5 in characters and 2.4 in ships. So I've put a lot of emphasis on fleet, and I think that reflects in the GP breakdown, because a lot of people have a lot more variance between those two numbers. But for me, those numbers are always really close because of that heavy emphasis on fleet. So if you ever fight me in Grand Arena, expect that you're going to have a tough time in the fleet zone, because I've got some amazing ships out there. Currently right now, you can see I'm in Erodium 4, so this is going to be the league right before Kyber. So I'm doing pretty well. I can't say that I'm doing terrible. When I'm at an account that's 4.9 million, this is about where I'd expect my account to be. I would love to get closer to Kyber, and maybe we'll get there soon, but yeah. So I feel like for where my account's at, not necessarily having a super PvP focused account, I'm happy with the results of where I'm currently at. So with that, let's go ahead and get into my kind of history of all the different teams that I've created along the way. And I actually made kind of just an account overview tab to talk about it. So when I first started, I focused on Geonosians, right? Because you get an amazing fleet out of it, right? You get all the Separatist ships. I had initially put them underneath the Executrix, and I was very competitive with Fleet Arena from the early beginnings of the game. In addition to that, it's just a great team. To this day, I get holds in Grand Arena with my Geonosians, because you never know when they are going to mess you up with ability blocks and the way that their health I'll equalize this throughout the battle. Also, they can complete the Wat Tambor mission, so that made my account attractive to different guilds. So it was a great team to start with. Alongside the Geos and alongside the teams I'm talking about today, I developed other teams. Like I developed Phoenix to gear 8. I developed Ewoks to like gear 8 or 9-ish. But I'm not including them in this kind of list because they weren't teams that I really focused on. They weren't the teams that like were game changers for my account. So this, as I'm going through this list, it's not all my characters, but it's the teams that I've really focused on. So the next up is Padme. Padme was kind of a natural choice. They do great in hard mode conquest. They're also great in PvP. They have been just a kind of a Swiss Army knife that have allowed me to really be successful in many different aspects of this game. Also, it ties into fleet because Jedi Knight Anakin, he's a pilot. General Kenobi is a fleet commander. Ahsoka Tano is a pilot. So I was able to develop some really strong ships out of this Padme team as well. After that, I focused on the Separatist droids because I decided kind of a big project that I wanted to focus on was getting gas. And in order to do that, I needed to develop Separatist droids. I decided to give them General Grievous because although he's not a requirement for the gas event, he's a great character and he's a great leader for that team. So it just seems like a natural choice to develop him as well. In addition, he's a fleet commander, so I have a super strong Malevolence fleet because of that development. So after the Separatist droids, I did indeed successfully accomplish my goal and I unlocked General Skywalker. So this is kind of the moment in my account where I felt like, okay, I'm starting to have a stronger account. Gas was able to be super competitive in PvP. He's also great in Conquest, once again. I felt like Gas, even to this day, he's a complete game changer. Outside of Galactic Legends, I think he's easily one of like the top 3 characters to this day. So he's been outstanding. Continue to use him and no regrets about unlocking him. After unlocking Gas, I decided I needed to unlock a Galactic Legend. And I went with a very common first choice, which is Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. The reason why this is a common first GL is because his requirements are not too bad. The amount of gear required to unlock SLKR is less than a lot of the other GLs. The characters have to be at kind of lower relics than other GLs. Also, it's a great team. I mean, you get his team by working on him, right? You also get the Finalizer fleet. So it's a great offensive fleet. So it was just a kind of for me at least, a no-brainer to go for SLKR. And he really has been great in all aspects of the game. If you have a GL, you understand the power of a GL. So that definitely made a big difference in my account. Currently right now, he's the only GL I have in my account. That's soon about to change, but for now, he's the only GL I have. After that, I focused on the Bounty Hunters because I was focusing on unlocking the Executor. All right, so I unlocked the Executor about 2 months ago. Thanks to that, I got all these Bounty Hunters. So this team kind of represents the Executor. And that, once again, huge game changer for my account. I'm able to get number 1 in fleet every single day, which means a big income of crystals coming into my account, allowing me to do refreshes every day on all of my energy. So that's been a very powerful boon to my account. These next few teams are just kind of characters and teams that I've unlocked along the way. So we've got the Empire, right, with Emperor Palpatine, Vader, Admiral Piet, who is a requirement for the Executor. Well, Darth Vader is a requirement for the Executor too. TIE Fighter Pilot, another Executor requirement. Grand Moff Tarkin, I've kind of worked on here and there. So that has been a great team for me. I developed Jedi Knight Revan. So Gear 12, I haven't brought him to Relics, and I don't plan on bringing him to Relics anytime soon. But he's been a great team for me alongside Grandmaster Yoda, Bastila Shan, Jolie Bindo, and Hermit Yoda. Obviously, Grandmaster Yoda is Relic 8. He's been well developed, and we'll talk about. You can probably guess why he's at Relic 8, but he's been so valuable for me. And then along the way, I've unlocked other characters, right? Qui-Gon Jinn, Shakti with Gas, Mace Windu, Aayla Secura, Plo Koon. He's not super well developed, but he's got a great ship. So I've unlocked a lot of kind of other characters along the way too that have really strengthened my account. So that's where my account has been historically. I'll also quickly show you guys fleets as well. Let me hop down to my fleet commanders. Malevolence and Negotiator both are 7 stars. Their ships for the fleet are complete. They've got all their abilities, so they've been doing a lot of work for me. I guess I have the Endurance unlocked with Mace Windu at Relic 3, but to be honest, I don't ever really use that fleet because it's not a great capital ship. There's my Executor. I've got it unlocked at 5 stars. I'm really happy with it at 5 stars because even here I'm able to defeat 7-star Executors. So I don't plan on like power farming this and getting it to 7 stars immediately. I just don't see the need for it currently right now at least. I also have the Finalizer thanks to my SLKR farm. Great offensive fleet. Just today I did my Grand Arena this afternoon and the Finalizer did a, it's because of this ship that I won the Grand Arena. I've got, Executrix, Chimera, Home 1, but they're not really developed ships. But anyways, I feel like I have a super strong fleet. You can see how many relics I've got on my ships. I mean, so many of them are at relics. Super well developed ships. And I continue to work on them as I go. All right. So now that we talked about where my account's at, let's talk about where it's going. Where is it going into the future? So let me open up the journey guide and talk about Jedi Master Kenobi, because you can look at the prerequisites. I just have 3 requirements left. I need to get Bo-Katan. She needs 1 more relic level to get to Relic 5. I also need to get Clone Sergeant and Cody to Relic 5. And then I'll be able to start the ticket grind for Jedi Master Kenobi. So I cannot wait to unlock this character. It is going to be a cat-less. There's no Commander Ahsoka Tano in my account. And there's not going to be a cat in my account for a long time. And I know there's a lot of other like YouTubers who have like 10 million GP plus who say, don't get Jedi Master Kenobi unless you have cat. It's not worth it. I totally disagree with that. Jedi Master Kenobi by himself without cat can offensively in PvP. He can take out other GLs. He can take out some of the strongest teams on the opponent's side. I wouldn't set him on defense because I know that Gas can counter him. But I would take him on offense. He's great. In Conquest, super valuable character. He's going to be able to, just like SLKR, can basically be that Swiss Army knife and complete anything for me. JMK, without cat even, similarly also in Conquest, does a great job. So in many aspects of the game, Jedi Master Kenobi allows me to complete a lot of events. So I can't wait to unlock him. I think he's going to be another big boost to my account. After JMK, so within probably the next 2-3 weeks, I'll have him going. I'm going to be focusing on the Resistance, and I'm actually already developing a lot of those characters. They're getting to Gear 12. In fact, almost to Relics right now. You can see I've got a lot of Gear 12s in the account. If you look at which characters I have at Gear 12, you'll notice a trend. And that is that they are all pilots. So Scavenger, Poe Dameron, Finn, Amlin Holdo, Resistance Pilot. I'm close, I'm 1 gear piece away on Resistance Trooper from getting him to Gear 12. I'm focusing on the pilots first because I'm unlocking the Radis and I want that fleet to be nice and strong. And of course I'm going to develop the relics on all their requirements, but I'm focusing on the pilots first, and that's generally what I do whenever I'm working on a project. So this is really getting a lot of good solid development already, and it's to the point where I feel like I need to already start thinking about what's the next big project after Rey. And I've already made a decision about what that next project is, and I'll show you guys. It is going to be Lord Vader. If you look at the characters that I've already unlocked with Gas is, I think, the most difficult requirement for Lord Vader, and I've already got him at Relic 7. So I just need to boost him up 1 more Relic level, and he's good to go. I've already got Padme, right? So I need to bring her up to Relic 8. The clones, I don't know why Rex is listed here. He's not actually even a requirement for Lord Vader, but Echo and ARC Trooper are requirements. I don't mind bringing their relics up one bit. With Grand Moff Tarkin, I'll have an even stronger Executrix. I'll get the Bad Batch team going. I'll get Nute Gunray and Count Dooku to complete a Separatist team. Zam Wesell has one of the best Omicrons in the game, I think. Embo, I'm not quite sure what I'll do with him, but, you know, I'll find a spot for him. And by the end of all that, I get Lord Vader, who I think he's a great character. I think he's super powerful. I love his character model. I mean, look how badass he looks. Like, I cannot wait to get him into my account. My goal is to get 3 GLs into my account by the end of this year. So I hope to get, well, already I have SLKR, but I hope to get JMK, Rey, and Lord Vader all in 2023. And I think it's really possible that I'll be able to do that. So I can't wait. At some point I'll be unlocking him. He's also great in the new territory battle. He's got like a hero status where you get some additional abilities that makes him even more powerful. So yeah, that's where my account has been, where it's at, where it's going. Hopefully all of you got a good overview of what my account looks like. I'm excited to see where this account goes, and I'll definitely continue to update you on the progress of it as I continue to grow it. So stay tuned for more videos. Like, subscribe, do all the things. I'm trying to grow this channel, so if you like this video, if you leave a comment, if you share it, if you subscribe, all those things help this channel to grow. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching, and stay tuned. I'll be back soon.